to you guys at all?
No, you're good.
Okay.
What up, boys?
Hi.
Blake, don't touch anything.
That's the brown way.
Don't touch anything, Blake.
You hear me still okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we should be live.
We are live.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm not sure how to tell if we're live. Are we live?
It says live.
It does?
Yeah. We're definitely.
Where's it?
Maybe no one's here.
We're definitely not in our mid-20s anymore, guys.
Where's
Are
this?
we live? Are we live? People here?
Yeah, seriously, dude.
That's how I feel, for sure.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're live. Yay.
And we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, we got some comments trickling in. Hey, what up, everybody?
What's up, peeps?
Oh, I wish we could see how many people are on.
Moment.
Are we live?
Are we live?
I can't find is there a button that says live or
The files are in the computer.
We're in the computer? Oh, what up, everybody?
What's up, Marianne? BFF.
This is a rare treat for us, too, because we haven't really even seen each other.
God, I know. Blake's a year older. We haven't seen him since. Everybody say happy birthday to Blake one last time. We're gonna sing him happy birthday later. But we're gonna embarrass the shit out of him today. What are you eating?
Are you
Swedish
eating,
fish?
Delaware?
I'm nibbling.
You have a full mouth. Very professional. Very professional, Delaware.
Sorry.
Brent and Ian, what have you guys been up to? Catch us up.
Yard work, housework.
We're doing a lot of yard work.
Enthralling.
Ian's a farmer now. I don't know if anybody knows.
Really?
I got some pumpkins going. I got some green beans and
Yeah.
You're growing in the backyard? I'm growing
yeah.
vegetables in the backyard.
I took a picture of the garden last night.
Yeah, we got the garden growing. We got a little fire pit.
pretty cool.
Ian's been
Nice.
making a bunch of fresh beats that I'm gonna.
I've
do
been
some
locked in
more.
the studio all day, every day.
Don't forget about Saucy Does It, E. That's
Dude, Saucy does it.
Saucy Does It 2020.
I might do some raps and some R&B over the top of them. We'll see.
All
how that works
right.
out.
We gotta do that.
Alright.
Yeah,
Send that hot track over here.
dude. Yeah, it's just been. I just went camping for 5 days, which
How was that? Who'd you go with?
was fucking needed. Larissa, Ryan, Emily, and Nico and Paisley.
Nice. Was
Yeah.
that in LA or up here?
It was up north, like kind of near Tahoe. There was literally one lake open in all of all of Northern California that had first come first served sites. So it was like the only option, but it ended up being really pretty, and God, it was just nice to kind of get away for a little bit and
I miss nature. That's for
get
sure.
my mental
That's
health back.
the first thing I'm going to do when nature opens back up is nature.
Yeah, there's one lake open if you want to go to it. What about you guys, Chris, Blake? What have you guys been doing?
Blakey, go for it.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Mix notes. Just been trying to figure out how to get my drums set up here at the apartment. Like phase 1 actually took place this morning. Phase 2 will happen, I think, Thursday.
Drum setup sounds like I'm on the road with you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So, yeah, just trying to figure out a way to get that set up. But I think I found a way. And I think I told you guys my neighbor downstairs bought the house that we rent our apartment in.
Oh, cool.
So he's going to be our new landlord. But he's like,
Oh, nice,
super cool dude.
nice.
Music himself. So I don't think. Hopefully, it won't be too big an issue. We'll find out quickly.
I'm sure he won't care. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a super good dude.
What about you?
How-
What about you, Hinky? What are you doing?
Been working a lot, thankfully. Shop's been really busy. Been doing a lot of piano playing. Where is it? A little piano playing going on there. Yeah, just been working a ton. got a little gym set up in the shop now with weights and all that fun stuff. That's about it. Just working out, making
Nice.
sure my mom doesn't go crazy. She might be on the stream. I didn't say that. Never mind. Yeah.
We've been on that workout grind too. We got a
Good.
whole regime. I have a 12-mile hike that I do 2 days a week now.
That sounds beautiful.
Getting in nature twice a week, and then
I want to do Mission Peak. I've never done Mission Peak, and I've always wanted to do
dude,
it.
I'm down to do it with you. We should do Mission Peak.
Let's do it. Blakey, you want to hike with us?
Yeah, dude. I'll hike.
Can you be our Sherpa? You can be our Sherpa.
I'll be your Sherpa, dude.
Sherpa guy.
First Sherpa.
Oh, chill on Andrew.
Andrew,
Just
it wasn't a human being. It was just us. We're not human.
We gotta get Andrew on the live stream.
Oh, he's
Oh,
here.
he's coming up. Andrew, come here.
I mean, what's more connector than Andrew's song, right?
Hi,
You know what I mean?
bud.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Baby.
the inspiration behind Andrew's song, Andrew.
Yeah, he's shedding like fucking crazy. Oh, wait. Don't get on my lap.
Blakey, what kind of music you been listening to? Anything new lately?
Dude, I've been diving back into like a lot of old records more so than new music, to be honest.
Nice, that's good.
I guess the two
Nostalgic.
like records I've listened to are the used. Like I've been jamming that a lot, the new used record, and then the new Enter Shikari. But I've been pretty bad about listening to new music. I don't know. It's just been such a weird time. It's like I feel like it's been more comforting to me to listen to stuff that's more familiar lately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's been cool to have like people still putting out music during, up until this last week. Obviously, like having people put out new music during coronavirus when everyone was home, and like just seeing ways that artists were putting out music was cool.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing like we have this channel. We don't have cable on our TV, but we have like some thing that comes in. I don't know, on the smart TV. And again, but they have some Vivo channels, and I don't remember which artist that she was singing, and it was like what a lot of the Vivo music videos are. That I think at their studio where they film the artist, and it's like in a room. They're all kind of separated out. It just zooms in slowly and out slowly. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's a really cool video. And then I saw like two videos later, it was a different artist doing the exact same thing. And I was like, man, I wonder if they know that they like just did the exact same kind of video as each other. And then I saw it again and again and finally realized what was going on.
Sounds like a nice stoner moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So we're gonna ask you guys to put some questions in the chat. This is a whole new thing for us, this like StreamYard thing. So we're trying to see exactly how it works, and we're gonna see if we can get some of the questions to pop up on the screen while we answer them. So if you guys want to start getting some questions rolling in, we'll answer them. I think we have a couple things to go over first. Obviously, with all this Black Lives Matter stuff going on, that's been the majority of our thoughts lately, and pretty much all. I found it really hard to do anything else other than read and write and talk about everything that's going on. I apologize to any people who have ordered a song shop. It's going to take me a while to get to them because I have not been doing them at all. I've been kind of involved in, as we all have, in everything that's kind of happening and taking it all in. One thing we're doing is we just launched a merch sale today that goes through Friday. It's 20% off our merch sale. We also launched a new song for Connector, and all the proceeds from the sales of that shirt today go to the NAACP. Blakey, it's the defense, right? NAAC, like the defense fund, essentially, for all of their. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, it's the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So all the proceeds from the sale of that shirt today will be going directly to them. So.
And there's a lot of cases that are building steam. There's a lot of justices that have not been had for a lot of killings by the police. Numerous people, and all of them individually have funds now that you can contribute to. So if you stumble across a story that is extra striking to you, as pretty much all of them are, there is a fund for that you can donate to, and I'm assuming they're all in talks with NAACP Defense as well to try to help with those cases. So if you dig the yellow shirt that we put out today, if you dig Connector, that's a cool cause that it can go to, and a really important cause.
Yeah, we'll try and do a like post links like up in our bio on our Instagram and in our stories from time to time as well. And we hope you all do the same as well. Like us.
Yeah.
We're all like active on our social media, so sharing stuff, and like if you share it with us, we're always happy to share stuff and spread the word. So
for sure.
Hi,
really, Donnie?
It's
Donnie?
our favorite Hail the Sun member collectively is John, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you knew that, Donnie.
So maybe try to be more like him, more like a cat.
Is that Donnie? I love that photo of you, man. Love that photo of Donnie.
So cute. Donnie was actually here social distancing with us a couple weeks ago. We got to show each other a couple new songs from the new album, and I showed him a couple of ours, and he showed me a couple of his, and that new Hail the Sun record is fucking dope. It's not going to come out for a while, as is ours, but it's fucking dope.
Devin's going to lose his mind right now.
What was the main inspiration while writing Connector? The main inspiration? I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about like more musically? I'm not really sure. It's hard to like think back to like exactly what we were inspired by musically at the time, other than just trying to one up ourselves. I know Satori was sort of a post-hardcore record, and I think Connector was our first. We just had been listening to less post-hardcore by the time that record process, the writing process, started to happen. So I think that was more like let's experiment. I think that was, Connector, correct me if I'm wrong, was our first time really experimenting with like a little more programming, a little more synth-driven stuff, like trying to work outside the box of just our main instrumentation.
Right.
Yeah. We did a lot of the writing like separately too, which we hadn't really done before. Like we were all doing it a lot separately, and then bringing it to each other at various stages. But then even like in the studio, it was kind of the first time we ever went in like not prepared with every single note of every single instrument and vocal.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of a weird,
right in the studio.
Yeah, that was the experience of just being in the studio and being okay with just writing what you felt like writing in the moment, and just yeah.
I think we always try to like put as many ideas together as we can. And we are attached to so many songs that we end up bringing so many skeletons in, and whoever we're working with, I mean, Mike Green for this one, we just kind of knew that he was going to help us shape the songs into something awesome.
Yeah, that was the first record that I went into it with like 5 songs, or maybe even 6 with like other skeletons that didn't make the record, with like hardly any lyrics on them at all, which was like absolutely terrifying. But it was also, that was when I learned, okay, like when the pressure's on, I can get a lot of shit written back at the Airbnb after doing long sessions.
That was an Airbnb too. That was.
Oh yeah, we were talking about what was it, Blazing on the Sun Deck?
One of my favorite moments from that whole process. It was such an amazing moment for us musically in the record. It was just a day where we had such a long day, and we went back home, and that Airbnb was so tiny. We were all sitting around that table, which we could barely sit around at, and we were trying to write the chorus for "Betrayal in the Watchtower."
Yeah.
And it happened, and the four of us were just like, it was just such a cool moment. We've been racking our brains trying to write a chorus of that song, and it just. We were shoulder to shoulder in the kitchen after Blake made his 5th mac and cheese that week.
Hey, what was the song we wrote from scratch? It was the one-word title.
Oh, Adrift.
Adrift. Yeah, we had a couple songs written, and we decided we need something more like proggy and heavy. We're like, this record doesn't have it's missing like a more proggy heavy song. So we went back to the Airbnb and we just hammered out Adrift on an acoustic guitar, and
that was one night
replacing another song that we had on the record.
Yeah.
Should we hit up Sam Casey? I haven't examined less than 2 hours, but I'm still here. What's the song from Connector that you're each most proud of?
That's tough.
I know. I can never pick what's your favorite song on a record, or what's your least favorite, or what are you most proud of. You think of I don't know off the top of my head.
I think Friends is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Friends is way up there for
Friends
me.
Was really, I feel like it's one of the best written songs in general. And then also we got Max Bemis on it, which was amazing. So
and just that process, how simple that process was. Chris, you were the one in the studio. You were like, dude, I feel like you channeled Max Bemis for his bridge. It literally sounds like a Max Bemis part. And we were listening to it. We're like, yeah, it's fucking straight up influence. And then you're like, you should call him and see if he's down. I was like, okay. So I sent him a text and just let him. And he was like, yeah, okay. Send me the track. Send me whatever. And we send him the track. Send him all the. And he had recorded it. He has a studio at home. He recorded it, and we were kind of going back and forth. And I was like, hey, feel free to change whatever you want. Feel free to make it your own. And he basically was like, I love all of this. I don't want to change shit other than there's one part where you hit a note that I can't sing. So instead of hitting that note, I'm gonna do a Max Bemis-y screamier yelly part.
Right.
Yeah. And he sent it back, and it was Max, and it was awesome.
That was a cool moment for sure.
Yeah. He is the shit.
Yeah. I would say probably for me, just because the energy in the song and how well it goes over live, and being that it kind of sets the tone for Connector in general, Lady of Death has always been a song that I love to listen to because it's interesting. It has the peaks and the ebb and flows of the heavy and the proggy, and the bridge is super intimate. It's just really cool, and it's fun as fuck to play live.
Yeah,
still one of the funnest songs to play.
Yeah, but that shit goes off. The verses go off, and then we have that space in the bridge for it to cool off before it comes back in.
Yeah,
that's a really fun song. I'm proud of the lyrics for Hound and the Fox too. I think that was that lyrically connected with a lot of people.
Forgot that was on the record.
It's more.
I'm a great band member.
It's almost more relevant now than it's ever been. But and I like that we used Bill O'Reilly as the voice in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
we a little bit so we didn't get copyright issues. But hey, this is Bill O'Reilly reporting tonight from Los Angeles. We just scrambled the name a little bit. But I'm proud of that song for sure.
Yeah, I think for me it was probably Slow Dancing. I just love Blue and Yellow by the Used is my favorite song. So that I don't know. I always wanted us to have a song kind of in that vein, and that it channels that more than any other artist to me. So, I love the way the music video turned out too. I think Ernie just did a really great job.
Yeah, he captured
the vibe. The song,
Blake, do you remember you sent us the demo of like the music, and it was like 3 days later, and I was driving across, I think it was the Golden Gate Bridge, and I texted you and I was like, dude, I got an idea for the song. Like something came to me right now while I was driving over this bridge. Like I think I know what I want to write it about.
You called me.
Yeah.
I sang it while you were playing it. I do remember that.
That was one of those songs where it was like the story and all the lyrics came to me within like a 20-minute drive, and it was like the song was done. And I was like writing unsafely, like writing the lyrics because I'm like, I can't forget this. Like this is a cool story. And yeah, that's another song where like out of our entire discography, that's some of my favorite lyrics that we have out of any song on any album.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I remember that exact moment. I was so excited. I had to call you and tell you about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a cool moment for sure.
Definitely one of the favorites of the record, for sure.
Well, Ian and I can play that for everyone later, so we can.
Oh,
woo! What inspired the album art?
So these two circles were. So if you bought the record, there's the insert on the record. There's something I wrote up about like essentially what the record is about, which is like the interconnectivity of all of us and how, I mean, it again feels more relevant now than it has ever felt. But it was about how everything feels relatively disconnected, and music is such a uniting force. Like music is something that always has and has the power to bring us all together and connect us all. And that was a huge inspiration for what this record is going to be and why we wrote it, so that there's like a flow from the beginning to the end and all the songs kind of connect with each other. So we were actually commissioning artwork for merch, and I feel like an asshole. I can't remember the name of the artist. Does anybody remember the name of the artist who created the circles? I'm blanking on it right now. It was, I mean, granted, it was like 6 years ago, but
Yeah.
But anyway, they sent it as a t-shirt design, and I think like very quickly, at least to me, it seemed so different than anything we had done, and so like I don't know, there was something so epic about the simplicity of it, like and what the message of the record is and the way that it connects and the lines, and there was just something that felt like really classic about it that we decided like let's go with this. It's very different than anything we've ever done, and it feels like something like, what is that Pink Floyd cover that has like, you know, like the space theme with the triangle and the Pink Floyd shirt that everybody's got? There's like, it's like a simplistic design, but it feels like so epically Pink Floyd. It just kind of felt like we had other options and we just kind of couldn't get away from the fact that it was, I don't know, felt like really it fit the vibe of the record stood for.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through some of these comments. Any plans to play Ivy again? Eventually.
When we can play it.
It's one of those, when we can. Ivy's one of those songs where like it wasn't a single, but we all love it and we know it's a fan favorite. It's like there's never really room to play it outside of a headliner, which we're gonna do this year, which looks like it's not happening now. But yeah, I think that's something that we're gonna bust it out one of these days on a headliner, and the people who are really familiar with it are gonna be really stoked on it. And there's probably going to be a decent amount of people that are like, what the fuck is this song?
Yeah, I think we only ever played it on one tour. It was the Say Anything tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it?
Did we play for only half of it or something like that? I can't remember.
It was like 3 weeks of tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's it, though. Kind of like Love Your Sin. Like, we only played that on Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Never again.
Maybe. Should we should we do a little break for a ditty? Should we play a little ditty?
Yeah, ditty it up. Blake and I will see you guys in a second here.
Wish we could all do together.
I wish we could all ditty together, but
well, Diddy did it.
So Chris, when you're for this part, when we get to the, oh no, that's a different song. We'll talk about that after. We'll do that. Yeah, I was just saying, just singing along by himself. But that'll be at the end. We're gonna do we kind of rewrote Lying Eyes slightly to make it fit. It's so okay. This is one thing I want to talk about too. Going over the track listing for Connector, it was really hard to pick songs for just the two of us to do. Like we haven't really played too many of these songs just as like straight acoustic without having like a sincere rhythm section that like takes part of the song, or like, you know, maybe there's just a lead and a bass line, which sounds really fucking weird. It's just a lead. So we kind of manipulated Lying Eyes and Disarray a little bit to make it fit, and also there was just sort of limited options without completely breaking the shit down.
It's way better now.
By the way, it's way fucking cooler than the original one. Probably should have done it to begin with. But... All right. You guys can fuck off for a little.
See you guys in a second.
The Blake wave. Oh, so this. All right. Listen to enough. Seems like you already know I'd love to have your name. Whisper that you have away, so I'll take you by your ways. Stop and look me up and down as if to say, oh, you better prepare yourself for your race of trying to share. I was always clear with me, mine and see. Romance I felt so good. You held your hand out. One who knows our future. Lift me up or let me drown. Mystery, you won't get the best of me. Drop them, take the day. And I will not make that same mistake. Oh, mystery, you know just how to make me stay. And when I feel again, or I'm back in your bed. Is this really how you make it up to me? A little more fire, a little more love to me. I'll never be the saddest creep. Gets off on the awkward pause that only breakup sex can bring. Just one more to remember, and one more just for fun. And give me one more forever, so I can feel this filthy void till the next one. Mystery, you won't get the best of me. Drop them all, take the bait, and I will not make that same mistake. Oh, mystery, you know just how to make me stay. You know I yeah, oh, I'm back in your bed. You play the game so what's your game plan when time spoils those good how you gonna make it up to me?
Very nice, boyos. Very nice. God, I missed that shred, me money.
It's
Missed it. Oh. What? Oh. Well done, boys. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's fucking weird to do it without you guys.
And then just silence afterwards.
Yeah, weird to do it without you.
Like, shut up!
I actually think I heard Ryan come out around the back door. Like, listen,
That's cool.
yeah. So anyway, so you guys want to hear some cool news? Live comments, people that are all here. Thank you for joining us, by the way. We're gonna launch a Patreon. We're still working on it. We're kind of figuring out exactly what all the tiers are gonna be and what's gonna give you guys enough value to make it worthwhile. Because I think we've all seen some bands do Patreon and have it be this epic, incredible thing that gives people so much more connection with bands. And I think we've all seen bands to launch Patreon and be like, oh, that's maybe not worth the money, or I don't know, just feels a little unfulfilling. So we're trying to figure out what's going to be cool for us to be able to do at home and on our own and give enough value to all of you guys. But keep your eyes out for that. We're talking to Patreon right now. We're setting it up. So we're going to launch a Patreon pretty soon. Probably something we probably should have done a long time ago.
Yeah, and also if you have any ideas, like what you would like within like the offers or the Patreon, the Patreon offers, let us know, DM us, because we're down for any ideas.
Yeah, we're still conceptualizing.
We're still figuring it out a little bit. So, yeah.
Could be a cooking lesson with Blake Dollinger.
Oh, no one wants that.
Could be the
learn how to make mac and cheese with tomatoes in it.
yeah. So whenever we record, it actually was for the last 3 records. This most recent one, including Blake has his 2 meals that he eats the entire time. It's mac and cheese, tomatoes, and spinach.
All mixed together.
Yeah. What's the other one? Oh,
cottage cheese, tortilla chips.
Cottage cheese and Triscuits.
Chips.
Which I was against at first, and then I think it might be all right.
Right? It's okay.
There's always a method to the madness of Blake Dollinger.
It's refreshing, but there's a little bit of a spice to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no one wants cooking lessons.
Yeah. Just saying that could be an idea for the Patreon. Anyways.
Chris Hinkley, a sweets dessert tutorial.
Man, there would be. Where's Ben at? Ben knows about the Chris Hinkley Ultimate Dessert.
Yeah.
Benny boy, where you at, dude? Anyway, yeah, dessert. I have not had dessert in like almost 2 months now. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
I'm not ignoring reading comment.
Dang.
Someone said, "What is your favorite song from Connector and why is it Andrew's?" Or what is your most emotional song from Connector and why is it Andrew's song? Andrew's still kicking. I didn't know if he'd be done by now, but he's like the fucking ageless wonder. He's 14 and he's still jumping in my cars and jumping on the bed and barking at nothing because he can't hear anymore. How does it feel to have toured with 2 bands that inspired your sound? We've toured with a lot more than 2 bands that have inspired our sound.
Yeah.
We have been so fucking fortunate with touring with bands that have been like huge influences on us. I mean, most recently was Anne Berlin. I know, like, you guys were pretty inspired by Anne Berlin back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Glassjaw in there. We got Coheed in there. Say Anything's been a huge inspiration. Pierce the Veil has been an inspiration. Like, even our friends. I mean, let's like
Hands Like Houses.
Yeah, Hands Like Houses. Hail the Sun. A lot like Birds. Like, so many bands that we toured with that are just our friends have been super influential. Still influential. Yeah.
Dude, Sorry to interrupt. Someone said, "Bring back the stash, Hank," and I could.
Yeah.
Where?
I
No.
could not agree more.
Stash is not coming back.
Bring back the stash.
No.
Here, let me.
No. No. I will not bring back the stash. I'll only do it if Ian does it.
Yeah, I would do that if I could grow one, but
You got it. The Rogania, dude. I'm telling you.
I can't grow facial hair.
That shit's liquid gold, baby.
Here's a question: how did you guys select the styles and songs for the remixes on Oil and Water?
Ooh.
How did we find them?
Randomly.
Yeah.
I remember the concept of it came when we were on tour. I can't remember what tour we were on. We were at a laundromat doing clothes, and we were talking to EVR about doing like an acoustic version of that record. And I started singing like a croony 50s version of Hound and the Fox. And then I remember, Chris, you and I were just like kind of riffing on it, like, or like, I think that was when like the inception of that came. So we were like, well, what if we did that? Like, what if we actually did like a fucking big band croony version of that song instead of doing an acoustic version? And then it was like, then we just expanded on that. Okay, well, if we're doing a croony version of that, what if we do like a Mumford and Sons version, like a folk version of Playing Catch with 22, or if we do like a full electric version of Lying Eyes? Like, I think the goal for us was, so many bands do mid-cycle singles of acoustic versions of their songs, and we thought it would be way more fun for us and more exciting for our fans to do something weirder. And yeah, that was, I mean, that whole process was fucking crazy because we wanted to get it out for another tour. And so we had, if I remember correctly, we had 2 weeks to write it, we had a week to track it, and we had a week to mix it. So like that shit just had to happen. And I luckily I like played a few weddings around the Bay Area and know this group of musicians like called ID Hill. It's like a network of musicians. So that was cool. It was a lot easier for us to work with them because it was basically like, okay, cool. I know this guy who plays standard bass. I know this guy who does violin. Like, I can just like go to their houses in like Oakland and like meet up with them and like write these parts together. So that was how we were able to kind of like get that together and get it done really fast. And then tracked in Fremont, which is where Ian and I are originally from, and it was a very homegrown project.
That was a fun time with Sam.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sam Pure.
A lot of late nights.
Best friends with Sam.
Best friends, always Sam. Sam Pure, the man.
He's the best.
That's funny.
So good.
Yeah.
So
someone says,
are we best friends?
So good. I still say that.
So
yeah, because of Sam, probably.
Sam's awesome.
So glad Caven kicked that out of the top spot on Spotify.
Oh, this is like
we are too. We are very, very happy.
I'm not even mad at it. It's just kind of confusing for people. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you should check out this band, I the Mighty. Cool. And you go to the Spotify and you listen to the first track, and it's like a, I don't know, fucking Panic at the Disco remix of a song.
No, it's like a 20 swing version. Yeah, like I always have to tell people, no, we're not a jazz band. We're not, like,
everyone's like, why aren't you playing your bass standing up? I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here?
But it,
could be cool.
In that song's defense, it's fucking cool that song did so well and that so many people liked it. Like, it wasn't a playlisting thing, it wasn't an algorithm thing. It was like people just fucking liked that song. I wanted to go to it and play it. Like, that's one of the most requested songs that I get in my inbox for us to play live. It's like that version of that song.
Yeah.
Which is probably only going to happen at like a SF show where we can have all the homies that were on it do it. But
Brandon Preston, where you at, dude? I saw you in here.
is Preston in the building?
Preston's here.
How did the Connector album's journey bring you guys closer together? That's a cool question, Jessica Vargas.
Damn, it's deep.
How did it bring us closer together? Well, we lived in a tiny little Airbnb.
That's exactly.
Really close to each other.
Yeah, we slept very close to each other.
So close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was such a different process. Like that was the first time we tried recording drums last, which is something that Mike brought up for us. Just working with Mike was interesting too. Mike was very hands off compared to Eric or like other producers that we'd work with. So there was a lot of like, maybe he would give his 2 cents, but it was a lot of like us making a lot of the decisions. And
Yeah.
that was like a different process for us too. I don't know. I think every record has its own like hardships, and I don't know what the right word is. It's not fighting because we don't ever really fight. It's just like debating what the best route is, what the best part is for each individual song. But every record comes with its own set of struggles and hardships and like really connecting moments and really inspiring moments and really uniting moments. And yeah, that record was full of them for sure. We were trying to like break new ground in a lot of different directions. And that's a vulnerable thing, you know. We were all taking a vulnerable step with each other. So I think that always is a good avenue for growth and for connection between the four of us too.
I concur.
Everyone wants to elaborate.
Oh, that dude.
Are you
Which
writing
song?
new music? Are you writing new music? Can we anticipate a new album in the coming year or two? It's
No.
done. It's written.
We want to get it out.
It just got finished getting mixed. We got to master it still, and it's a little weird dropping stuff during COVID times, just because we want to tour on it. We want it to be exciting when we tour on it, and new and so we are extending the release date much later than we originally planned, but we have some other really cool shit in the works that we'll actually be announcing relatively soon. So there's still some really cool shit that's gonna go down. That's gonna kind of be a placeholder for new music, and it is essentially new music too. So it's probably as much as I should say right now. So. Chris, what was the question you were about to read?
Let's see. It was up here a bit. Where the hell did it go? I lost it. Something about songs on Connector.
I feel like I can't scroll up anymore. I'm at the top of the chain, even though it's only 6:21.
I just saw that clip. I just remembered I mentioned my favorite song from Connector as the working title.
Oh, which was what?
Wait. Actually, maybe I didn't. No, I didn't.
Friends.
I said that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, someone brought up Frame One, and that's another song on that record that I feel like
Oh, man.
insanely proud of. Just like that Frame One kind of, you can't really think of Frame One without thinking of 2 and 3 as well. But like, just that trilogy and ending it with that, having that end the record, and having the outro of that song be the intro to the record, and having the concept of that trilogy connect with the intro to the record, which is essentially the concept of the record. Like, there was a lot of thought that went into all of that, and there was a lot of like, holy fuck, are we gonna be able to make this work? And it ended up working really well. So that's one thing I'm very proud of too.
Yeah, the bookend for Connector is dope. That's one of my favorite things we've ever done as a band is making it kind of connect up from beginning to end. But it's just such a cool way to start. It was such an awesome way to start the record and end it that way too, especially after such like a heavy, proggy, fast-paced song, for it to like kind of die back down and go back to the original intro. It was cool. That was fun to create for sure.
Yeah, and then doing all the transitions with Courtney Ballard was really fun too, because
Yeah,
we had like conceptualized what they would be, but it's also, you have an idea, and then you got to actually like make it work in the computer. You got to actually do the thing. And if a lot of it's like, oh, what if it's a sound like this, or what if we manipulate it? You also don't know. You got to find the sounds. You got to figure out how to manipulate it. And we were up against the wall for timing, so it was like that was one of the last things we did. And Courtney was so fun to work with. He's the shit too. Courtney Ballard is an amazing producer. So that was fun to do those transitions with Courtney too.
Shout out to Courtney.
Shout out to Courtney Ballard and Mike Green. The two of them produced the record.
Blake, Brandon Preston wants to know how your cat's doing.
Oh, let me see if I can go find her.
He's not going to be able to find her, guys. I'm just letting you know.
She ran away 6 years ago, and he still has not come to grips.
Blake, Luna's gone.
Luna's gone. She's been gone.
Luna's gone. She's not coming back. Favorite thing you guys have done on a record? Chris just said his, but for the rest of you, favorite thing we've done on a record?
Option paralysis. Favorite thing we've ever done on a record? I don't know. We got a lot of cool stuff.
There she.
Oh,
Do you see your uncles?
hi, Loon Dog.
Uncle Brent, Uncle E, Uncle Tiss.
Uncle Tiss.
She said hi.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Eric's kid called me.
Oh, she's so.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Tiss.
I gotta let
He
her
calls
out.
me Untatis.
That's cool.
Here, you can go.
What are your guys' favorite songs from Connector? Let's talk more Connector. Top songs from Connector. Go.
Friend
Bands.
one.
Friends.
Friend. Andrew.
Not
Song.
you, Brent. I meant that.
22.
Not you.
Oh, you're asking the
22. Yeah, we're going.
Are you asking the comments?
Yeah. I'm asking the comments.
Oh, there's one thing we haven't talked about yet, which we probably should. EVR dropped a compilation today. It's called Safe and Sound. You can download it on Bandcamp. All the proceeds from it are going directly to the bands. It's not like a label split. It's just something EVR is doing to help with all of our bands, because obviously we're supposed to be on tour, and not sure if everyone's aware of this or not, but we pretty much only make money when we're on tour. So it's a way to try to help out bands that are essentially unemployed right now for the rest of the year. So Ian and I tracked a version of Sleepwalker here in our fucking bedroom. So forgive it if it doesn't sound like a Mike Green recording, but we just did a home version of it, and we're pretty proud of it. And that's the deal with that. I think is it? I don't even know. Maybe you guys know. Is it pay what you want, or is there like an actual price for it?
Let me look. I don't know if it's in my head.
I don't know if it said that on the info that we got for it, but yeah, if you guys take Sleepwalker, if you want to support all the bands on Equal Vision, us, and especially Hail the Song, our best friends, Hail for the song on it. Nova Charisma, Don the Insert Just Project have a song on it. All the proceeds go to the bands, and yeah, it was fun to do, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but also gave us a little more confidence in doing that kind of shit. That's something that we're talking about for Patreon too. For anybody who's debating our Patreon, if you want to hear more music from us, we're probably going to drop like a monthly demo or song or recording that's completely unreleased every month, because we've been a band for 11 fucking years now, and we've got lots of little random things that didn't make the record, or
Might even just do some like new home recordings.
Yeah, or new
stuff
shit.
that can work maybe in the future.
yeah. So maybe you'll hear early skeletons of future Eye the Mighty songs. Glad we didn't forget to mention that.
What are you having for dinner tonight, Hank?
The question that I always ask E. I have some sweet potatoes. I have some Brussels sprouts. It's very enthralling stuff here, guys.
Good though.
Some quinoa. I'm gonna do like a little hash.
There you go.
Sounds fucking delicious.
Still vegetarian. Still staying strong with Blakey.
Oh, you're veggie. You're still
No,
veggie.
Nice.
I know, but I thought he would break by now. It's been months.
Oh, gee, thanks, Brent.
Well,
So much
how many
faith.
times you went veg before?
That's true.
It's all right.
True. Also, I live down the street from Chick-fil-A, so that's been really tough.
Dang, that's
You're
tough.
sick. You're like
Very,
6
very
months
tough.
in.
You're like a handicap because of that. Yeah, that's.
Dude, it's no Chick-fil-A is like
Don't support them anyway. F them.
Katie
Fair.
said.
fair point.
Katie says.
Fair, but they have a nice chicken sandwich.
They do have a really good spicy chicken. Katie says.
Shouldn't make it good. Shaking my
I don't-
head. SMH.
I don't really eat there because I don't support them, but their spicy chicken is really good. Katie Fierro says, "Spill the tea on Psychomachia." You want to take this one, Blake?
The story behind it? I don't think I should.
Yeah, sure.
I think you should talk.
You know,
We've
Yeah,
talked about
but-
it by now. It's about Blood on the Dance Floor. I don't know if you guys remember who that band is. They're pretty much they're non-existent now. Champion. Oh, I fucking miss the NBA so much. Yeah, it's just about Blood on the Dance Floor and how they did fucking really inappropriate shit to underage people and were huge pieces of shit. And they wrote a song about it. And that's the Beans on Psychomachia.
It's also very fun to play live.
It's a ripper.
It's a ripper. Can someone link me up to this thing they were talking about? If you go to Stephen Owens and everyone who's listening, if you go to our Instagram, our story on Instagram has a swipe up link to the EPR album that we were just talking about. A confirmation. Everyone already knew. I didn't expect you to actually answer that.
I have a question for the guys.
Vegan. What's that?
What was the first? I don't know the answer to the question. That's why I'm legitimately asking. What was the first idea that we wrote for Connector? What song was it? Does anyone remember? First few ideas. As the birds tweet in the background.
I don't remember.
Blakey's got
Yeah.
Blakey's got the brain of an elephant.
Was one of them Psychomachia? No.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Is I have no idea.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you asked because you knew. I thought you were like.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Oh. I don't.
I would think it was. I think one of the first ones was definitely Psychomachia. I think
It's hard to say because that was a time.
22.
I think 22 was one of them.
Maybe.
That popped up for me too. 22 and the
22.
frame one was one of them too because I had that riff from the frame one, the intro and outro of the frame one. That riff is literally from like fucking forever ago. Like when we were Breakpoint, I wrote that riff. That riff
Oh, wow.
predates like all of I the Mighty altogether.
Yeah.
Like that was like when we just graduated high school. I had just that little like chord progression, and then we just sat on it forever and ended up fitting that song. But yeah. Someone said, "Is there a place to donate to us directly?" I think that's pretty much going to be our Patreon.
Yeah, I could put my Venmo account in there. I mean,
He's getting Taco Bell tonight. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I think I mean, merch sales are good. We had like an insane amount of merch debt after the Silverstein tour that we're still paying off because we decided to buy like all of our merch at once. So all the merch sales really help, so we can try to get back to at least not in debt with that. But Patreon takes a small percent, and besides that, I think that's probably going to be the best way for anybody who wants to support us in our band and as a career and with longevity. I mean, hopefully the plan for Patreon is for it to build up enough that we make a livable monthly income from Patreon, and everything else is a way for us to actually make more than a livable wage. But as of now, I think when we launch our Patreon in a couple of weeks, anybody who's on the stream who can't afford it, obviously these are kind of tough times, but anybody who can afford the Patreon, anybody who can share the links to our Patreon and share the love and spread the word with any friends who are Eye the Mighty fans, I think that's going to be the way that people can help us more than any other way.
There was a good question up there. The how many takes to get the one take for Lying Eyes video? Raul Gonzo, Sacramento.
11. We did 12, but we used 11.
Yeah,
I remember because I hated all of them for different reasons.
Wait, 11 different takes?
We did 12 takes, and we used take 11 for the actual.
You used take 11. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the hardest music video to shoot for sure. We were like running to different areas. Yeah,
it was so fucking hard. It was so hard to get that right. It was like one little tiny thing, or like if the cameraman like misstepped, or to be fair, all the stuff didn't really play even in the take that we did. Like there was a lot of moments that didn't even in the final draft that we used didn't play. Like remember that scene where all the paper airplanes were like falling down? Oh yeah. The take we used was still the best take, but like that didn't really play. You saw a couple of them, but that was supposed to be like a rain of these paper airplanes, and even the take we used, there's a couple parts where my lip syncing is way off from the actual recording because our playback was just like a tiny speaker, and he had to be far away from the camera. He had to be behind the cameraman, and there were times where the camera had to be pretty far away from me. So like we got all this other thing. We got a director streaming out demands for people, like cue this. Like I'm trying to hear the song to sing over. And it's like, oh my god.
Weren't there people correct me if I'm wrong? Weren't there people like staying in those hotel rooms surrounding the?
Yeah,
that was so awkward.
That was
There's people coming out of the rooms standing there just waiting, watching us. It was semi-murdery, but it turned out really well.
It turned out really well.
It turned out really well.
All things considered, it was
great. I remember I was upset about one thing, the fact that EA got to do the donut scene, and I was stuck.
And then Raul was going to say, don't eat the donuts. We need those.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was a long day. It was a long day. Lay off me. I was starving.
Yeah, we did that. We did Playing Catch with 22, that video back to back with this one in Sacramento.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did them the next day, I think, right?
Yeah. That was
someone asked, Flannery asked, where can I get my hands on a WeSpeak?
I was going to ask the same question. I don't even have one, so Flannery, if you find out, let me know so I can get one too.
Flannery, someone tells me if you give it a little time, you'll be all right. Someone tells me that.
Sweet
I don't know
answer.
what. I don't know what it is. But check back in a couple months. Paul says,
Favorite
"What?
album?
What up, Paul? Favorite album you've been spinning lately?"
Mine has definitely been 100%. And if you guys have not heard this record all the way through, you should. Brain Pain by 4 Years Strong. That record is so
Oh yeah,
good. It is so good. Beginning beginning to end, the songs are friggin' incredible. Definitely their favorite record or my favorite record of theirs. So good. Anyone else been jamming Brain Pain out there? So
I've been
good.
dancing a little bit.
Shout out to the boys. The second half of the record is, I mean, the whole record's great, but the second half definitely hits home with me a lot more. But
I'm gonna double check the name of the record really quick because the artist is PJ Morton. I don't know if you guys know PJ Morton. He's like a piano, soul, R&B, hip hop, jazz, like a whole blend of things. But I've been jamming this PJ Morton live album. It is called Gumbo Unplugged. Chris, I think you would really, really, really dig this out.
what's it called?
It's called Gumbo Unplugged.
Gumbo Unplugged.
Yeah, Gumbo is one of his records. He did like an unplugged version of it, like a live version of it, and it is so fucking soulful and
Love it.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Don't Want to Go Through Your Phone is my favorite track off of it. E, what have you been
Dig it.
watching?
I don't know. I'm just looking at I'm constantly listening to like all types of new music, but my Spotify says that I've been listening to Ray Brown, Don Tolliver, Kevin Abstract, Chris Stapleton, and Polyphia.
Ooh, Stapleton.
Pretty good
Yeah.
blend of pretty good.
I just like literally listen to all types of shit. So,
Stapleton
yeah.
is.
but Ray
Blakey?
Brown is in like my new jam. He's like kind of like a lo-fi like hip hop sort of guy. Like, he's cool. Check him out. He's not that. I mean, he's relatively like unknown. So.
What about you, Blakey? What do you any new favorite records?
New
The new
Phase-
Used
Jamming
album.
the old stuff.
I really like the new Used record.
Hey, Frank Karowski.
Oh, Frankie.
There's a new used record?
Yeah, dude,
New one?
it's really good. It's my favorite one since Artwork.
How new is it?
It came out like maybe a month ago,
Oh shit!
What's the name of it?
something like that. It's called Heartwork.
Heartwork.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's really good. It's got some like pretty nasty grooves in quite a few songs. It's cool.
I like it.
I think you
I
guys
like the
dig it a lot.
I like the Jeff grooves.
Yeah, dude, he has some really.
Chris Reed, get out of here,
I was
man.
gonna ask if you saw that. I was gonna-
Oh, so good. Chris, now for those of you who don't know, one of my closest friends, Christopher Reed, he is a 6'9" goofball. All he does is just he's a turd 24 hours a day. I love you, Reed.
Well, what do you guys say we? I'm gonna run down our talking points really quick, and then maybe we play one more song and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do this again sometime too.
Yeah, this has been fun. Really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And if you do join our Patreon, you'll probably see us do this once a month too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see. So yeah, that's one thing to run down is Patreon. That'll probably be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We'll be announcing it. So keep an eye out for that. The connector sale, 20% off everything until Friday. We have a new shirt in honor of Connector today, and all the proceeds from that shirt today go to the NAACP defense for all their court cases. Yeah, defense fund for all their court cases that they're going to battle for right now. And the EVR comp. EVR just released a comp of a bunch of home recordings from the quarantine times, and we have a song called Sleepwalker on that. So that's all the talking points, and thank you guys so much for joining. I can't tell how many people joined because we don't have that on our end, but yeah,
Thank you guys.
it's been fucking fun. Thank you guys for all the questions. Thank you for all the support. Hit us up in the messages and on comments if you have cool ideas for our Patreon. If you have different things we can promote, in as far as like the Black Lives Matter movement is concerned. We want to be active on that, and that's about all I can think of right now.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for everything, for being there for us, for supporting us, for being our friends. It means a lot.
Yeah, stay safe and healthy, everybody.
Boys,
if you guys see the private chat, Hank and
stay
Hank and
on.
Blake,
or-
you guys can stay on if you want.
So I think
Oh, okay.
is
Okay.
okay,
Okay, I got an idea for this, Chris.
okay.
For both of you, actually, if you want to participate. I don't know how big the lag is. It's probably relatively short.
Give it a shot.
But, it's all right. No, don't.
Yeah.
Just do it a little earlier than you think you should. Like a little bit earlier.
That's gonna be so tough. All right, I'll give it a shot.
I saw Tori Kelly and someone else do it on Instagram. And Tori Kelly was just singing, like he was playing a little bit before. She was basically like trying to play a little tiny bit ahead of it, and it fucking.
Okay.
So it's possible.
So I need to sing it a little early.
Slightly early.
Okay. All right.
Just give it a shot. If it's sucks, who gives a shit?
Like, you give some shaker going, dude.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that's
let's
fucking crazy.
I have a tambourine.
I mean, you're gonna have to play ahead of us the entire time. It'd be fucking weird.
The cajon is directed to my lap. Oddly enough, I wasn't waiting for you to ask me or anything.
All right, shall we?
All right, I'm gonna mute Blake. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Cheers to 5 years of Connector. This is
Love you guys.
Forever. Everyone sing along at home if you like. Last night I had the most vivid of dreams. Only came through my window and she hugged me. Felt every hair of my head, every inch of her cold to the top. Only to miss the right for a funeral. Sobbing into my chest, begging me not to go. I woke teary-eyed, but I listen to her. Surely still have my body so together. I listen to her.
It's all right now, don't cry. I miss you so. Damn it.
I listen to her. Without a life looking for answers. I listen to her.
I'm gonna one more shot. Okay.
I convinced myself that it was in my head. Got dressed, my hair done, still a mess. Felt her hand on my shoulder as I locked the door. Felt her tug on my coat just as I got on board. 20,000 feet though going great. Heard the captain's voice change as he prayed. I just thought, said, baby, I'm on my way. Now you don't have to wait. I listen to her. Surely still have my body so together. I listen to her.
All right now, don't cry. I miss you so. Oh, fuck my
I
life.
listen to her. Could have been so distant forever. Forever with her. That didn't fucking work at all.
Yeah, I did work.
It's like a shred.
It's so weird trying to sing ahead of it. So weird.
Yeah, I think the delay is probably
I
way
guess that
way
was
crazier than we thought.
Yeah. Was it good for you? Was it good for you guys? Or? Was that good?
Hey, cool. Thanks everybody for joining. We're gonna do this more, especially
Thank you.
after we launch Patreon. And
Patreon.
cheers to 5 years of Connector.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Cheers.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Good to see you guys.
Good
Yeah,
to see
good
you,
to see
homies. Take care. Have some dessert. Love everybody.
Touch everybody.
Yeah.
Inside joke. Inside joke. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh.